back, Luke. You can talk. We can hear your voice. We're back here with another pointless sports opinion about baseball. A podcast. So we'll first do, the plugs. We got PSO Sports 1 on Twitter and Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And then pointless sports opinions on everything else: Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud,
Apple Podcast,
Anchor,
everything else. That's
all the other stuff. Google us. See what you like. See what you don't like.
Make sure you use that SeatGeek link.
Yep.
That's
right. If you guys need tickets, we got a link on
Baseball
our Twitter page.
season coming up.
Yeah, get some Cardinals tickets.
Exactly.
Yep. Really would help us out. Anyway, we'll take the money. We'll take the help any way we can get it, guys. So, all right, Luke and Caleb for a little bit, but we got Luke and I. We're gonna be doing a nice little rapport. Hopefully, he says he can talk today.
That's right.
I hope he can.
We got it, Nick.
We're gonna be talking about the AL Central in our breakdown later.
I wish we would have talked about that last week.
Because you could have, because you could have. This is probably the worst division.
That's all good.
About.
You wanted that last week, so.
You should have told me, damn it.
It's all good, man. Let's get it going. Let's get it going.
All right, I tried to make a little segment thing here. We'll see if it works. I don't know if it will.
News from around the league.
Yeah, so we'll start with Red Sox knuckleballer Stephen Wright suspended 80 games. PEDs.
PED.
Yeah.
That's still kind of a thing. You're still going to see guys get popped for it. I mean, notable guys like Stephen Wright. Not most notable, but he's a quality pitcher in the major leagues. You can see these guys are going to still get the advantage however they can. Make a cool couple million. PEDs, you're going to see them in the game. Whatever. Bring them back. I don't care.
Bring them back.
These
you
guys,
don't care?
I don't. I want to see 85 home runs hit this season.
I like PEDs, man.
But
PEDs in the game.
They'll be legal eventually, I think. But yeah, it's bad for the Red Sox. Good for everyone else who hates the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was either going to be a rotation, their fifth guy in the rotation, or out of the bullpen. But might be. So yeah, that was something happened in the past week or so. Another big thing: D-backs signed Adam Jones. He's finally.
They did, yeah.
He's finally signed there. He finally got a contract. It's a 1 year.
Do you like the D-backs for him though?
Yeah, of course. I like any club that signs that guy.
I mean, I like Adam Jones, but the D-backs, are they going anywhere?
No, they're not going anywhere. But where else is he going? No one else is probably giving him a contract offer.
Yeah, I know.
If you would have told me 2 years ago that Adam Jones would get into free agency at 33, 32 and get a 1 year, $3 million deal. Josh Harrison got a 1 year, $2 million deal. So, I mean, Adam Jones, Gold Glover, All-Star, he's still going to be a good player for a ball club. He would start on a lot of clubs, I think, and play well.
Yeah.
But D-backs would steal at that, so good for him.
Especially for that price.
Yeah.
$3 mil. $3
mil, and he's got some incentives so he can make up to $5 mil. Mm-hmm. Good veteran presence, right? Good veteran presence to have there.
Definitely.
Bringing in a guy like that.
Pod?
Yeah, the NFL pod, NBA pod. Now we got it in the MLB, but it is always good to get a guy of that caliber in your clubhouse.
Yeah.
He's also going to hit 20 home runs and drive in 75 runs. He's
still decent.
Yeah, he still knows how to play ball. We'll see how it goes, though.
The big one. Vlad Jr. 3 weeks, man.
With the oblique strain.
That's right. That's big for him. Like the Blue Jays.
I think it hurts his chances to make the club out of spring training.
As of right now, yeah.
As of right now. I think they're going to send him to the minors for at least a month. Mm-hmm. The usual thing that they do in all the MLB teams.
That's what they were saying.
Bring them back in May so they can get that extra year of service out of them, which is ridiculous, man. Holding these guys back so that they can take 1 year of their free agency, or 1 year from them, and then hold on to him for the extra year.
Isn't that the thing they did with like Chris Bryant?
Chris Bryant had it done to him.
Yeah. And why is that?
Because you have to have a certain amount of days played on an MLB roster, and that's when you get that extra year of, like, it'll count as an extra year or a year of service time. So when they skip all of April and come up at a certain time in May, they don't meet that deadline or that line that they need to have that extra year of service time, so they are held back. So I don't.
It's weird.
Didn't explain it very well.
It's like one of those unwritten rules.
It's very stupid. It's because
that baseball has stupid rules.
It's just because that they can have an extra year out of control from these guys.
Yeah,
they missed the first month, and now they're able to stay for another 6 years instead of 5 years. So stupid. I think it's ridiculous. Yeah. Get these guys into free agency quicker. I'm sure. Eventually, when it does happen, they'll talk about that for sure, because I want to see Vlad Guerrero start in April. I wanted to see Chris Bryant start up. I wanted to see Bryce Harper.
A lot of people did.
You want to see these guys come up right away and make an impact. It's fun.
I think Trout did the same thing.
I think they didn't. Yeah. With Trout, they bring him up in May, and you're like, start it in April. Bring him up here. I want to see him. Let these guys actually produce.
Prospects play.
Because they're going to be better than a lot of the scrubs you bring up.
Yeah.
So it's going to be. It's a silly thing. I don't like it. I know we've actually probably ranted about it before here too. So
It is goofy.
But bad news for Vlad and the Blue Jays. But I bet you the Blue Jays don't care because they probably weren't going to bring him up anyway. So another news is Craig Kimbrell and Dallas Keuchel are still inside. And I am getting worried every week we do this.
Keuchel had that offer from the Astros. Did we talk about that last week?
I don't know if we did,
Okay.
but the Astros are looking for. They gave him a 1 and a 2 year contract offer, and I know he's looking for 4+ years because
Yeah.
he's 31, 32.
They were saying something about the Phillies possibly.
Yeah, I heard the Phillies are in for a short contract too, just because they've already handed out tons of money.
Yeah, so
Harper and McCutchen, and yeah. So I don't know. These guys, if I'm them, I'm worried. They need to get on a major league roster. They need to get innings pitched in. They need to get their arms ready.
Yeah.
They need to face live hitting. So I am, as every day goes by.
You think it's going to be that Holland type thing?
Yeah, we said it last week, and I'm worried. So
It's not a great look for baseball.
yeah, you're right on that. It's not a great look. And like Chase and Caleb said earlier on the football podcast, football had all kinds of stuff go on today, and free agency hasn't even technically started, but all kinds of signings are being made. Baseball, it's taken
Past winter meetings, when that's when that all should be going on.
February and March when your two best free agents and two of the faces of the game were signed finally in April or February and March, and we still see guys unsigned when these guys should have been jumped on.
All-stars.
Yeah, 2-3 months ago.
So.
Game changers. They're especially. That's a good word to call them. Kimbrell's probably going to be a Hall of Famer, and Keuchel's not a slouch. He had the Cy Young 2 or 3 years ago, and he's still a really quality pitcher. So any team would be.
I mean, you got passed up just because of Verlander on the Astros.
Yeah, for
as
sure.
The one, but
And
still, he's really good.
He's still good, and I think criminal. These guys aren't doing anything right now.
Yeah.
Sitting at home or sitting not working out by themselves, not pitching. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I don't know why they haven't signed. I've heard Keuchel's name floated like a lot of different teams.
Yeah.
I heard the Cardinals might even be on him for a year or two, but we'll see how that goes. What else? Some signings. Martin Maldonado. He had a 2-year deal.
I don't even know who that is.
It's just a catcher. He's a catcher. He'd probably platoon a lot. But he had a 1 or 2 year deal with the Astros. They offered it to him, and he's like, "No, I can get more money." Bad move. He's now gonna be. He's gonna be playing every day.
The Royals need one.
Yeah,
need a catcher.
Be playing every day there because Sal Perez is out all year. But he could have had a 2-year security there on one of the best teams in baseball. I mean, luckily Perez gets hurt for this guy, so he can actually play and get a contract. He'd probably be sitting at home if Perez didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Kyle Seager. I looked down on this today. I looked at my MLB Trade Rumors app. I like to look at that every day. And I saw that Kyle Seager was getting surgery on his left hand, and I was like, okay, wait. I thought it said Corey Seager, and I was freaking out because we just did a fantasy baseball draft.
Yeah.
And I drafted Corey Seager as one of my, cornerstones of my team.
Man.
And I was like, not Corey. But luckily it's Kyle. I'm happy. I'm sorry, Kyle Seager. I'm sorry you're hurt. But it's not Corey Seager. So, yeah, the Seager bros.
Corey Seager. Back-to-back years for him. Hurt.
Yeah, Corey last year. Seager or Kyle this year.
Yeah. Not good.
The Mariners rebuilding. They probably don't necessarily need Kyle to be bad.
Do they trade him? Like, if he was playing, you think they'd trade him?
I think if he comes back and plays well going through the deadline, yeah. They're going to sell off as many pieces as they can.
I mean, they already did.
Whatever, but more. D. Gordon, if they can dump Felix Hernandez, they're going to dump him. Any guy they have on the team that is not 22 or younger and doesn't have 6 years of control, they're going to trade him.
Yeah.
Anything that's talent that is not in their future, it's gone.
I mean, they said Felix isn't the opening day starter.
Now, he's old. He's not even that old. He's like 33.
He's just downhill.
So much mileage on that arm. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, he's a free agent after this year. So I expect him to be traded 100% at the trade deadline.
Especially their last years. Obviously, they always get traded before.
So I got a little Cardinals news. You guys can throw and jump some stuff in here with me. But Matt Wieters, they signed that minor league contract. It looks like he's probably going to make the ball club because Francisco Pena went out with an oblique strain. I like it. I don't know why you would not.
He did good. I think last game or a couple games ago, he had a home run and a couple.
I like Wieters a lot, man. That's a quality guy to have as a
all-star.
backup. He's an all-star.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to figure out real quick. He's not going to be playing a whole bunch, but I think he likes to be on a team.
Behind Molina.
Behind Molina is probably going to be...
Learning still, like you said.
I guess, you're learning, and he's going to be great in case Molina gets hurt and goes out. Matt Wieters, he'd start on most ball clubs. He really would.
Yeah.
So that's probably good for him. Good for the Cardinals, too, to have someone of that caliber as a backup.
Because they usually don't have that good of.
Because no one wants to sit and be like, oh, I'm
Catchers
going to play
to back up.
20 games this year. I'm going to start. It probably takes some pride, and you got to swallow it and just be like, all right, whatever. I gotta be on.
That's what Pena did.
Yeah, but Pena was a career minor leaguer. Matt Wieters, like you said, all-star, Gold Glover. That's probably hard for him, or it was at first.
I think he understands his role.
Yeah.
Especially signing with the Cardinals.
I think I think a lot of guys are probably excited when they get on the team. So, but Yachty caught in spring training games today, so he will be ready for opening day.
He caught Wainwright the other day.
Yeah, in a simulated game, so that's good. They had a good little interview for him either on St. Louis Post-Dispatch, if you guys like to read that. Derek Gould, I think, did an interview, or somebody did with Riyadi, and had some cool insight to how he views his future. He might not play past 2020, or he might. It just depends on how well he's playing. So, I don't know. I'm a huge Yachty fan, but also a big Cardinals fan. Anything else? You got anything Cardinals oriented, guys? I don't really look too much stuff up.
Glad to see the season. I'm just hoping they do good.
Yeah, me too.
I'm ready for them.
I am too. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I know that Goldschmidt's like hitting 350 in spring.
Yeah, really good right now in spring.
He's not driving the ball really well, but he's making contact, so I don't care. He's going to be able to. If he hits 300 this year, that's good. Paul Goldschmidt hitting 300 can only mean good things for your club. And Marcelo Ozuna played defense, so he'll be back. So, looks like they're getting healthy. Look like everyone's.
They got killed against the Mets, though. Did you see that game?
They did.
Yeah.
I was watching that. Gomber got lit up. So
The whole team got lit up.
I don't think Gomber. So they have 4 rotation spots to Michaelis, Waka, Wainwright. Who else is in there?
Martinez.
Flaherty. Martinez won't be ready for opening day, or if he is, he's going to be out of the bullpen. So they got one spot to fill out of Gomber, Gant, and I think
Reyes
and Hudson.
Yeah.
So those 4 guys are all in question to start in the 5th spot of the rotation. And I think whoever doesn't make the 5th spot will be, a lot of those guys will be in the...
And it even might even be during the season, like mix and match.
Yeah, sure, for sure. Maybe like
just moving in and out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's kind of an innings limit thing, or trying to watch innings, especially out of the younger guys, throwing them to the bullpen, which, that's what happens when you have this much pitching talent.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. The Dodgers did it last year. They had so many different guys coming through, and, it's good on arms, so that's good. Speaking of Dodgers,
keep moving them in and out.
Speaking of Dodgers,
what do we got?
Are you afraid of Kershaw not being ready for opening day?
I mean, if he is, he is. If he's not, they got Bueller.
Yeah, Bueller's gonna be a stud. I think Bueller and Flaherty, I'm going to try to compare them for the rest of their careers because they are both so talented.
They came up at the same time, right?
Yeah,
About the same time.
Last year was the first year that they both came up, and Bueller was better. And I think he's like a year or 2 older, so maybe he's just got more maturity, or he just has things figured out a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I think they're both going to be great players in the MLB. I'm excited to watch both go head to head. My bad, I keep on doing that. I don't know how do we turn it off, guys? I don't know. I need it. You got anything Dodgers?
None right now. I'm waiting for that. Waiting for that. We'll do that talk soon.
Yeah, you're right. We all. I want to give you insight from the Dodgers every time we do this.
We'll talk about it.
You'll
man.
be the Dodgers guy. I'll be the Cardinals guy. We'll have all kinds of good stuff to clash about.
We can do something. Yeah.
What
do we got here?
I want to get your opinions on.
Yeah, let's hear what we got, Nick.
First thing is, spring training lasts like the end of February till pretty much the end of March. So you got a whole month of games, and it's around 30 plus games. Do you guys think that's too many games? I don't like it. I hate it. It's too many games. These guys don't.
If they limit games away from that means more spring or regular season games.
Yeah.
That means more people are gonna be bitching about regular season being too long. So do you like that, or
start spring training later?
Spring training.
Start spring training later, or just don't sprinkle in as many games. Don't you don't need 30 games.
Breaks off.
Yeah, you don't.
You go 3 days without playing a game, or 2 days without playing a game.
Probably 2, yeah.
Yeah, so you can play 20 games.
It's just more to get the minor leaguers in.
I agree.
To show what they can do.
Yeah, because cuts are still being
against
made.
The regular season people and their
other. Yeah, I got what you're saying. That's a good point there. But say you play. Say the Dodgers make the playoffs. So you got Corey Seager or Jock Peterson playing 20 to 30 spring training games. You got them playing 162 games of the regular season, and then you got them playing possibly another 15 to 20 games in the playoffs. That is 210 games in a season. In 8 months, you got guys playing 210 baseball games. And every day they're off, they have to do something anyway. So that is just so much work to one person's body, so much exhaustion that they have to go through. I think they could. They always are already looking for regular season breaks, trying to find spots to get some rest here and there. either you start spring training late or you make it a lighter workload on these guys, they're going to be ready regardless. If you play 15 to 20 games, that's still going to be able to get you ready. You won't see guys pitching 4 or 5 innings every time they have a spring training start. You'll probably see them pitching an inning or two.
Yeah.
Which I can see maybe.
Which they already do now.
Yeah,
So.
but that might hurt some stamina, strengthening. But at the same time, we got to see it. I don't really know how it would work. I just think it's a lot of a workload on all these guys. So you can read the next one here.
Is it really Ian? I thought it was Blake.
Blake Snell? That's who it is.
Why do you have Ian?
Snelly? That's a different guy.
Okay.
My bad. Blake Snell, he won the Cy Young Award last year. He got his contract renewed by the Rays for $573,300. League minimum is $555,000. So this dude was dominant last year. Won a Cy Young, and he gets a $17,000 pay raise.
That's all they gave him?
That's it. I would be so upset if I was him.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like,
That's insane.
What motivation does that give him to be like, oh, I just played the best season?
Ask for your trade.
Yeah, maybe. But that really puts you on a rocky terms with your club if you just like, I want to be out of here because you give me $17,000 more. That's hard to do in the NFL. It's different. Players' rights are trending towards players more than owners. In baseball, it's different. Maybe we'll see something here in the future.
That's rough.
But
They don't have anything around them though.
They got something. They won 90 games last year.
No.
That's how the Rays are. They're not a club who goes out and throws money at people.
Yeah,
they don't
big
have the
money.
money to spend. But you can't double this dude's salary for having a hell of a year. You can't give him 100, or you can't give him.
That's all he makes.
That's it.
That's it. And he won a Cy
Not
Young.
even a mil. Jeez.
Nothing.
Hardly half a mil.
You can't be like, hey, you just won the Cy Young. Here's a $1.5 million bonus. Give him something. Give him something. You're like, what? We believe in you. We're happy you did this for our club. Make him happy with the organization. Make him kind of want to stay in Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. Those teams that are Tampa Bay, I mean, Cleveland doesn't have a great revenue coming through the Athletics. They don't have a lot of money to spend, but at the same time, when you have players who are able to do stuff like that, you got to reward them. I think it makes them happier. I think it'll make players have better management or better relations with management and front offices, and I think that's a big key coming up in the next couple of years, figuring out how the hell you separate this business and personal relationships, but kind of at the same time bring that in together, intertwine them, just be like, okay, we like you, and the business aspect we want to keep you around, here's an extra $1 million for doing so well, or we'll bump your salary up double because you're only making $500,000.
Yeah.
Here's $1.2
That's rough,
million.
man.
And it's crazy. It's terrible. And I think it's going to hurt relationships even more and kind of just make a bigger hole or fracture in the game, and it's not good for anyone there involved. So, all right. I think that's all we got.
That is rough.
We're not going to be fixated. We can go to our AL Central.
This is pretty easy, yeah.
Yeah, it was an easy day. Not much going on. Spring training's still going on. Not too many injuries happening yet. I'm sure in the next couple of weeks we'll see it. Hearts will be broken.
More starters out there for longer time periods. So.
Fantasy teams will be ruined. Everything like this will happen. So, all right, we'll go to the AL Central. So, AL Central, last year the rankings, I don't have the actual win-losses, but Indians, Twins, Tigers, White Sox, Royals. That's a gross division. That's probably the worst division in baseball. The AL Central is nasty.
Yeah.
No talent really there. We got 3 teams who are rebuilding, which are the White Sox, the Royals, and the Tigers. The Indians are the clear-cut favorite, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys
I
are
think it
thinking.
might stay the same.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think we could see
The
it
way it looks
happening
like.
right there. The Indians really didn't do much. They kept all their starting pitching, and going into the offseason, that was a big plan. Trade one of our starters so we can add some talent. They didn't do that, which I thought was a great move for the Indians because that is how they are so successful. They have guys who they can throw out there 6 or 7 innings and who are striking out 8 to 10 guys. Bauer, Kluber, Clevenger, Carrasco. That's a money 1 through 4.
That's
And
awesome.
then Shane Bieber, no relation to Justin. He is coming through. They like him a lot.
I like him a
He
lot.
came up last year, played well. The Indians are just able to pick these guys out of thin air and be like, okay,
And make them something.
yeah, just bring him up. Who's this guy? All right, he's on the Indians. He's a great pitcher apparently. So
Follow him back there?
yeah,
Okay.
I think he's still under contract there. So
I just knew he was talking some crazy stuff.
Yeah, he
about
talks-
He's going to sign only 1 year.
yeah, he's crazy. He says after I'm done with the Indians, every contract I'm going to sign is a year by year, which I kind of like it. it gives him the control, which
Where he wants to be.
different kind of mind or thought process there, but it's good. He doesn't want that security. As long as he pitches well, he doesn't need the security, and he's probably going to have plenty of money anyway, so he doesn't care. Because those 1 year contracts, you can just ask for $20 million, $25 million. It's,
And people will give it to you.
maybe that's where we're trending in baseball. Give them the 1 year contracts for these pitchers because their arms usually do fall off at some point. But he's crazy. He talks a lot of shit. I think he's a great player. Maybe not suitable for social media. Maybe needs to stay off there. But Indians look good. They did get rid of Edwin Encarnacion. They dumped his salary. They got Carlos Santana. They loved him in Cleveland there. So him coming back, I think it's going to be even better than he was in Philly. He had 1 year in Philly, and I don't think he liked it there. I think he really regretted signing that contract. So, and they got Jake Bowers. He's a utility guy they're just going to throw around the field.
Isn't Lindor hurt?
Yeah, Lindor's hurt. He should be coming back around the start of the season, though, so I don't think they're too worried about that if he misses 2 weeks at the start. Mm-hmm. He's coming back. He'll be fine. They have middle infield or second. He's playing third this year, Jose Ramirez is, right?
Yeah.
So the left side of their infield is extraordinary. 2 MVPs caliber players on that side.
Are they playing Kipnis outfield or back at second?
I think he's back at second, but
Because that's what they have on here.
We'll see how it goes, but-
and he played outfield last year.
yeah,
a
they
little
threw
bit,
him
so-
everywhere. But he's been on the decline for 2 or 3 years now. Not the guy he was, but he'll be fine there. Carlos Santana will be at first. They got a new catcher. They got rid of Yan Gomes, and then that outfield they got.
Perez. They got for catcher.
Yeah, okay.
Perez.
They don't have much, but that's the
No.
Indians. They're going to be able to pull guys out of, like I said, thin
Thin
air,
air,
and they'll
yeah.
be fine. They did lose Michael Brantley, which he was one of their better hitters last year, but I think Nyquist is there. They got a lot of guys who are going to replace him. A lot of guys they can just throw out there.
Nyquin.
Nyquin, not Nyquist.
Yeah, because they got
Taylor, or whatever his name is.
Leon Martin.
Martine, Leon, yeah. Martine, I don't even know how to say it. Leonis Martine, that's what it is. Who had a crazy infection last year, and he missed the last 2 months of the season because he had an infection he had to be hospitalized for. So something wasn't right for him there. But the Indians will probably be the top team in the division. And then I know a couple weeks ago we were really talking big about the Twins because this offseason they went out and got Nelly Cruz for a year, who's going to probably DH and hit 40 home runs. They got Jonathan Scope, whatever you call him. He'll be playing second base. He'll hit 25 home runs. He's still relatively young. He's under 30. I think that's a great pickup for him or for them. They still got Byron Buxton trying to make sure that he's some sort of player because he's still a top talent. He's only like 24, 25.
Yeah, he's fast.
Fast. And he plays great
outfield
defense.
good, yeah.
He's like a Harrison Bader for the Cardinals. Or Kevin Kiermaier. He just needs to improve on hitting.
And they signed Marwin Gonzalez.
Yeah, Marvin Gonzalez is there too to play everywhere for him.
And then Max Kepler.
Kepler, he signed an extension. Yeah, so they got a lot of talent.
Rosario.
Yeah, who was great last year. Look at his numbers. I'm pretty sure he hit 15 home runs, stole 15 bags, played a couple different positions for him. He's one of their spark plugs in that lineup. I think they have, if everything goes right, I think they win the division.
The pitching's not the greatest.
They got Kyle Gibson. They got Barrios, who is a stud. Jose Barrios, I think is his name. He's probably going to be their ace. After that, it kind of thins out. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for like the pitching wise, but their fielding's all good.
Yeah, their hitters and their fielding's going to be good. I think they have a good enough bullpen. I don't really know.
Mauer retired, right? Last
No
year.
Joe Mauer, so they have some new guys catching. They have some catcher named Williams Ostadillo,
Yeah.
big old chubby guy. But apparently he's going to be playing catcher. He's going to be playing third. He's going to be kind of thrown around the infield. Going to be a utility guy, it sounds like. But they have a lot of talent, and I think if everything kind of falls into place, they will be definitely competing for a wild card spot and maybe even the division. I know the Central's super weak, so
Yeah, it's
the
gonna be those two.
The top 2 teams are going to be beaten up on the bottom 3. Tigers didn't really do anything to get better. They got Fulmer in their rotation. They have Matthew Boyd. They
Jordan
have
Zimmerman,
Jordan Zimmerman. What an awful contract that is for the Tigers.
Michael Fulmer.
Yeah, he is a Rookie of the Year candidate. He might even won it a couple years ago. He is I think he's got arm problems, so I think that's why he's struggling.
Daniel Norris is still there.
Norris is still there.
Yeah,
They have some talent. Miggy's coming back to play first again in DH. He's
I
still
think
there.
he'll have a good year this year.
I do too. I think he's not done yet. I think having a
It's
year
a
off.
bad year.
He was hurt. I think
Yeah.
he played for like a month or two, and then he got hurt and was out the rest of the season. But I think that's probably good for Miggy. I think getting
Like
some
you
rest.
said, Josh Harrison's there.
Harrison's there. I don't know who's.
Jordy Mercer for sure.
Oh yeah, they teamed up the Pirates' old middle infield
Yeah, I like
from last
that.
year. Mercer's not anything though. He's not gonna. You know what you're getting from him.
Yeah.
He's gonna hit 250 and play defense and slap the ball. So nothing great out of him. I don't even really know who else is on that team. I'm trying to think. Nico Goodrum, he's a utility guy. I think he's going to be playing through everywhere on the field for him. He's a younger guy, so I think they're relying on him
Jacoby Jones,
to be
outfield.
Yeah, he's
They
younger.
have, how do you say it? Nicholas.
Castellanos, I
Yeah.
forgot about. He's outfield. He's either getting an extension or he's getting traded. He's
Yeah.
one of the younger, more talented players. He's proven. I don't know really what's going to happen with him.
Cardinals were in some talks about him.
Yeah, early in the offseason, I remember hearing about that for sure. But I think they'll probably be the third best team in the division. I think they could be like 81 and 81.
I think it's how Miggy plays, honestly.
I think that's a big part of this team.
Yeah.
If Miggy can hit in the 3-hole and be a force in that lineup, and they can find
he
some,
used to be.
Yeah, they can find some other guys who know how to offensively play baseball and and hopefully get good pitching. They could mess around and make a little run. I don't think they're going to make a sustainable run. I don't think they're going to be sustainably good, but I think they can mess around and be one of those teams that competes, but at the end of the season they're out of it. But you never know. And then who we got? The White Sox. The White Sox, I think, are still rebuilding. Not good. They missed out on Machado. Their big old free agent horse. So
Family there.
yeah, they brought in John Jay and Yonder Alonso to try to recruit Machado.
Didn't work.
Did not work.
No.
Sounds appealing.
It sounds like it's going to be real helpful. So, but not good. Jose Abreu's on that team. Their best player, I think, still. He's consistent. He's going to hit you 260 to 280, hit you 20 to 30 bombs. He's been nothing but great for them. So
Did he have a good year last year?
yeah, he still produced last year,
Yeah.
even though they were bad. I think I could see him. I think he's in the final year of his contract too. I think I could see him
So
getting
traded.
traded for
He's
sure.
very
Yeah.
consistent.
Very
He's
consistent.
a good ball player.
I think going to an AL team would be beneficial for him because he can DH because he's not a very good first baseman. But they still are waiting on younger guys to really bloom, like Yohan Moncada, the centerpiece for that Chris Sale trade last year. I mean, I think last year was his first full season or second full season because maybe the trade was 2 years ago for Sale. I think it was. When did they get Sale? Was it last year or the season before? I think it was the season before.
I think it was season.
Yeah,
so-
he's been there for at least 2
2 years. So this is his third year. So Moncada's third year. He's only 23, 20. He's just got problems striking out. His plate recognition, which is a huge thing with all these young guys in baseball. They're just
Yeah.
trying to hit the ball a far way, hit it hard. I think he can put it together. He was another world talent when he was coming up. They've got Eloy Jimenez coming up too, and then Louis Robert. Remember that name? The Cardinals were big on him like 2 years ago. He's an outfielder. He's like 20, 21. He also is another talent that they have. They have a lot of talent, but it's all in the
young.
yeah, all
Takes time.
yeah. So maybe
all it
in
is.
2 or 3 years we'll look at the White Sox making this push, but I think it's another year they're going to develop. I don't know any of the pitching they have. They have Carlos Rodon,
Reynaldo Lopez.
Reynaldo Lopez. So 2 young guys. They have Michael Kopech coming back from Tommy John. He was one of them. He was one of those star young guys in the minors who got hurt.
Alex Cologne.
Colomb, they got
Yeah.
him on the offseason as free agent. He'll probably slide in as the closer.
They have Kelvin Herrera.
He'll also be a late inning guy who's I thought that's actually pretty 2 talented guys in the end of the bullpen.
That's solid.
That's really, like you said, that's
Backhand.
about it for.
I could see
what
him.
we named,
I could
so.
see him messing around and being in third place too. I mean, if the Twins don't come out to what we're
Play
talking
out what
about,
they're playing,
I think
they look like.
I think any of those teams from third or second to fourth can finish in second place. I really do. I think the Indians are the front runner for this division, but everyone else, besides the Royals, can finish in second. And we're talking about these young guys that the White Sox have. I'm kind of excited. If I'm a White Sox fan,
Yeah.
I'm excited just the way
See what it looks like.
they
the
have
talent.
so much young guys. And maybe 3 to 5 years from now we can say, look at the White Sox are on a World Series, but hopefully that pans out. That's what I want if I'm a White Sox fan.
It's kind of like the Padres.
That's what Barack Obama wants. He's a White Sox fan.
Yeah.
He is a White Sox fan. I know
Kind of
he
like the
cares.
Padres, though, with
Yeah.
like that young talent. See
Hopefully
ya.
that'll come up. I think the Padres are on a quicker path than the White Sox right now,
Yeah.
especially with the way they're signing guys.
Yeah.
So, and then last but not least, you got the lowly
Royals,
man.
man.
They were won the World
Couple years
Series
ago.
4 years
I
ago.
know.
They went to the World Series, lost.
Then they went and won, and they're like, all right, we're
It
done.
just went downhill from there.
They're one of those teams. They're like the
They couldn't
Indians.
sign all that talent again.
You,
though.
you don't have the revenue coming in.
Yeah.
People aren't crazy about baseball in Kansas City. That's not a
They just got lucky. That's all it really.
They had the years of tanking. They had the years of finishing in last place, losing 100 games, and they were able to build everything together with Hosmer, Moustakas, Perez, Escobar, all those talented guys. And they got that core for what, 4 years?
Yeah, it
5
was.
years.
Yeah.
They got the 2 World Series appearances. They should have won the
They had
first
that
one.
young pitcher too.
They should have sent who's his name, the left fielder, Alex Gordon.
Yeah, Alex
Oh,
Gordon.
yeah.
They should have sent him on that misplay in left field to tie up the game.
Yeah.
But Mad Bum made his name and etched it in history as one of the best postseason performance in history.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off because I would have sent him. Why are you doing that, dude? We're tying up the game. If that's the way you lose a World Series,
That sucks.
one of the best finishes of all time if you're getting thrown out on an inside the park home run
Yeah.
to tie the game.
Yeah.
I would have done it. Third base coach fired, replaced after that year. Not really. Well, they were lucky enough to
They won it next year.
bounce
It's all
back.
good.
Kept that core intact. Picked up old Johnny Delivery Cueto there. You know how he does the shimmy. So they were able to make that run. So Kansas City had the success.
Now it's downfall.
But the method of tanking had happened. That's
Yeah.
you go like this, and then you go like this, and then like that. So
Look
you
at
go
the Cardinals.
Yeah, they don't do that. They don't tank. They always compete. But the Royals are in, bottom of the barrel. They're gonna probably lose another 100 games. It's like 2003 to 2006 all over again for them. They're gonna be shit. And then no one's gonna care. And then maybe 5 years from now, people in Kansas City will be excited about baseball again. So.
They need.
You know when I won't be excited about Kansas City baseball? Next year, if I'm a Royals fan. Because you know who's coming to manage that team? Old Mike Matheny.
Oh, yeah, Mike Matheny. Yeah.
God.
Get out, dude. Get
Yeah.
out while you still can. Jump on a different bandwagon. Because, you already hate watching the Royals play every day already. You're going to hate it even more when you have that nincompoop.
They said he's taking over. Going to be taking over probably.
He's the baseball Jeff Fisher. I'm saying it now.
I agree with you there. Up with the worst of the Jeff Fishers and the John
Bad.
Greens. Bad. I really think it is because he took a lot of hits to the head when he was catching. I just don't think it was good for him, dude. I just don't think he's a very strategic man.
Yeah, I mean, he was changing the lineup every
He's all
single
off
day.
instinct. That's how Mike Matheny.
Yeah,
that's,
instinct, my
Mike, you can
ass.
play that way. You can't manage that way.
Right.
So I'm sorry, Royals fans.
It's kids in the league now, right?
Tate
For the-
Matheny.
Yeah,
plays-
the Red Sox.
Red Sox, yeah.
Wow.
I think he's striking out a lot. I know that.
Hmm.
So we'll see how that goes. And I don't think there's any room in the Red Sox system
No.
No, not at all.
for him to come up and play at all. So sorry. I'll just turn it off here. I don't really have much else. How do you
They ain't got really much.
They're done for. They're going to lose 100 games again. They're going to be the worst in that division. But yeah, the rankings I feel like ours are going to be all
It'll
similar.
be about the same. And like you said, it could be from Detroit, the Twins, and the White Sox.
I think
for
Indians-
second and third.
Indians are going to go number 1. I think I'll go Twins, White Sox, Tigers, Royals.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with that.
and the best the Twins can do is a wild card spot, I think. But even then, maybe the way out of that
They did that last year, didn't they? Or was it
2 years ago, the
Yeah.
best league into the playoffs in the AL Central is probably winning the division because no one's going to win more than 95 games. No way. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the Indians beat up on all those crappy teams for, what is that, 70 games a season you play?
Yeah.
60 to 70 against really, really bad teams. So maybe they'll win with 95 just from beating up on the lower opponents. But, last year you saw a team with 90 wins. They were 8 games out of a playoff spot. That's the Rays. 97 wins got the second wild card spot. That's crazy. It's not happening. It's not happening to win 90 games and make the playoffs. I don't think it's going to happen unless you come out of a very, very weak division, which the AL Central is probably the weakest in
The
baseball.
weakest, yeah.
So, what about your fantasy team? We got a couple minutes we can burn, right? I don't know. We did
What about it?
we did an auction draft this weekend. Took about 6.5 hours. We're in a deep
Crazy.
Insanity.
Crazy.
dynasty auction league. So we got player contracts. We got all kinds of crazy stuff.
I like my team. I got Jose, man. I got the star of this division.
You did get the star of this
Jose
division.
Ramirez, man, dropped a fat 50 bucks on him.
1/6 of your freaking salary. I didn't.
Worth it, man.
What was
think
the
you're
highest
right.
player?
Mookie Betts
Mookie
was the
Betts.
highest.
How much?
Went for
56. Mike Trout went for 53. And then
You dropped 50.
Jose Ramirez went for 50, which I thought he'd go for around 50. Ronald Acuna Jr. went for 50.
Yep.
But it's an auction league or a
How
dynasty
much
league.
money you got at the beginning?
$300
Wow.
for 28 players for 28 spots.
Yeah.
So I think Acuna is a great buy at $50.
For sure. I like your Soto.
My best player is probably Juan Soto for the Nationals, which
That's good.
I instantly regret it though because I should have spent $50 on someone.
I don't know, dude. You have him for at least 3 years, probably 6.
He'll be super affordable.
And he'll be out of his fantasy league contract before he's 30.
Yeah, out of my fantasy league contract before 30. So I'm excited. You gotta do. Will you do any fantasy baseball?
No. It's
good
too
stuff.
much, man.
Maybe
much.
you gotta check it every day. This will
Yeah.
be a very intense league.
It's a lot.
So we had one dude show up to the draft 2 hours late.
Yeah.
We were kind of picking his.
Cheating.
We were like doing a unanimous decision. Yeah.
Yeah, and we had the commissioner draft some guys.
We were telling him when to pull the
It was a
commissioner
mess.
trigger. So yeah,
It was a mess.
people were getting burly
People
today.
were picking bombs up. No, like picking bombs to bid on.
At the very end, yeah.
Yeah.
You get these guys for $1 and you're like, I don't even know who this guy is. Mm-hmm. We had one dude like for his last 15 players, he had like $17. So
He's screwed.
he was fine. He has some really really big money players. So we'll see how it goes. I don't
Yeah.
know, but
I don't know. It was fun.
it was
It was a
fun.
long ass time.
I don't know if I want to do it again. Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts while we're on the subject? Anyone?
Yeah, I had a good time this weekend, man.
Yeah,
Good time.
I bet you did.
Glad I came out.
Luke had a great
Glad I came
Luke
out.
was DDing for a lot of people and watching a lot of insanity ensue. It was
Glad
funny.
I came out.
Yeah,
watching the big dog, big puke.
losing his teeth.
Yeah.
Lost the
Steak and
fakers.
Yeah.
Lost him, but found him. Good stuff. I'm happy you found him.
Lost and found.
Found in the curb.
My final thought, daylight savings was this week. It's on Sunday. In the European Union or nations or whatever, all the countries in Europe, they're getting rid of daylight savings.
Good.
They're
I've
like
been
this.
saying that for years.
This is a stupid
What's the point
concept.
of it?
Why do we do this? Stupid
We did it
concept.
for the farmers back in 1600. or
Yeah.
1700.
So let's all jump on this
Not doing
train.
it anymore.
Down with daylight savings. So
Yeah, even the farmers don't even care about it anymore.
Europeans are smart. They use the metric system.
They're also true. There's a lot of things you do wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, that's all I got.
Spread the word.
Spread it.
Spread it.